I'm not fixing anything actually, I'm making a woodworking mallet similar to this. But larger for timber framing. Good question. Fair question. Make Zorro, I don't know what that is. Explain what is Zorro. What does that mean? What is a Zorro? This loosens a little fuzzy. Make sure I have my internet box up. It looks good on there. I don't know why. So resolution's coming in. Oh, that's clear. There we go. My lens might be fuzzy. Nah, it's the right one. I think it's the weather. It's making it a little fuzzy. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. I'm gonna check my internet real quick, make sure I'm on the right signal. There we go. Welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. This is Dad's Workshop. Hand tools only today. Making a mallet right now. A big mallet for woodworking. For a timber frame. repair away some of this right here. That's not good. Weather's bad here today. Our door fell off today too. So it's been a tough day around here. Yep, working on the mallets today. Welcome, Santorian, friend of the show. Appreciate you being here. I can't remember. Were you the one that suggested that I make a mallet on here? I started making this mallet because of a viewer that suggested it. You might have been the one, Santorian. For some reason, that's what I'm thinking. One of those things you want to make it look really good because you have to look at it all the time. You don't want to make something sloppy and ugly if you're going to have to look at it a lot. You don't ever want to make something sloppy and ugly, but especially if you're going to look at it and use it for all the stuff you're making. You want to take your time on it. That's right, you gotta hand sand it, man. I think I need to get that edge right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's not good. And I don't know if it probably needs to be chiseled off, but carefully because it's easy to get blowout with that. I have a little bit of it on the other side too. From the bandsaw. It's like a little kerf line from the bandsaw. For now though. Yeah, I had this one super sharp, man. I wish you could have seen the beginning of the live. These little curls of wood were coming out perfect, like perfect off that cherry. Good, satisfying feeling. But Juanita had me sharpen my chisels, which were pretty sharp already. But I did another fine sharpening yesterday before you showed up, and yeah, now that one for sure is super sharp, which is how you want it. But generally though, you get less blowout with the sharp chisel. Yeah. Once I get these glue marks off, I'm gonna finish it with tongue oil. I don't want any glue showing. Yeah, you gotta be careful. That razor saw I got, that's a Harbor Freight saw. Harbor Freight stuff's gonna be real low end, but if you sharpen the mess out of those, then be careful, don't cut yourself. Always secure your workpiece too and chisel away from yourself. But yeah, we go to Harbor Freight occasionally. Just not where you would expect to get the best, most high quality tools. But like I said yesterday on my live, you can take a Walmart or a Harbor Freight chisel and sharpen that thing until it's razor sharp, and it'll be just as good as any chisel. Put a new handle on it and tell people that you got these expensive chisels. I always wanted to do that. Just rehandle a cheap chisel. So you cut yourself, which is terrible, and our glass door fell off today. So now I actually have to do real carpentry. I can't do the fun stuff anymore. Or at least I can't do the fun stuff during the day. I gotta focus on reframing this section of the back of the house. I could clamp this in, I could plane the top with my Japanese planer, pull planer. But well, after your cut heals, we can do sharpening again on here. We can get your chisel real sharp. And ideally, you have a sharp chisel that won't cut you. You know, I got this cut, I think, last week because my chisel just grazed me. But if generally sharp is much better than dull, and much safer. Welcome to everyone. Please click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. Got all sorts of videos. Videos to educate, videos to help you meditate, videos with silly questions. Lots of videos. Make sure to click that like button. Click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. I just want to get through that yellow color where you see the glue. I want these to look like one solid piece. That's the goal here. Still a little bit of glue showing on the front here. It's gonna look so good with that tone oil on it. Oh my goodness. inside, because that's going to get glued up. And I don't want that to compromise that glue. Maybe in here. Not even in there. See the difference there. This is tung oil with a citrus solvent, and it has a wood preservative in it too, the pentacryl. It's a pretty safe, non-toxic wood preservative. Hey, look at him. Friend of the show, Vitaly's here. Yeah, Heather's right. It was a crazy day today. I think he's in and out, Heather. Like most people. I think this is ready for glue up, man. That's a strong looking mallet. I think this is ready for glue up. Yeah, good, man. I'm glad for you, man. At least that makes one of us. Because our glass sliding door fell off today. So now I have to stop doing fun carpentry and start doing stressful framing carpentry. Get our door, a door put back on, and it was pouring down rain. I shouldn't say I don't have to stop doing fun carpentry, but I have to do fun carpentry in addition to framing. extra work is definitely on the menu now. How about you do it? You can fly over here. You fly over here and replace my door, and I'll fly over to Ireland and take your whiskey deliveries. How about that? Like, how hard could it be delivering whiskey to a bunch of alcoholics? I mean, seriously. I'm just kidding. Whiskey again? Like, that's your delivery route. It's like bottles of whiskey to Irish people. Yep, Vitaly's gonna fly over here from Ireland and replace my sliding glass door with a regular door. And I'll also fix your garden up, man. I'm good at that stuff too. So we'll swap. I'll take care of your Irish garden. You take care of my North Carolina door, and we'll call it even. We'll say you know what you're doing too. We'll say Vitaly is now a carpenter. Yes, Serjan. Yeah, it's a mallet. That's correct. Big mallet for timber frame. Kind of proud of it, not gonna lie. I think it turned out really nice. Yeah, I guess so. You know, drunk people pay more. I used to, when I lived in Washington, D.C., I lived kind of in the hood, and I would, thank you, Serjan. I would go to the bars downtown in Adams Morgan, and I would sell single cigarettes to the drunk people, and sometimes they would just throw money at me. Like they didn't even remember that they bought something from me. They would just literally throw their money at me. Hey, I want some. Give me one. And then they would throw money at me and start talking to somebody. And this happened numerous times. So yeah, you would be making big tips probably. And the Irish just don't stop drinking. Like everybody I know who's Irish, it starts and it just doesn't, it goes all night. They do tip well. They don't have those inhibitions about maybe I shouldn't throw, I guess it's euros over there. I shouldn't throw 700 euros into a bar tab, you know. They just do it. And then they tip 15% of 700, you know. I don't know what that is. 15 times 7, that's 95. So $95 tip. And over there, it's automatic. So as a bartender, you serve a $700 tab over there. And the Irish just drink better. They also, you know, it's not good, but they do hold their liquor better generally. All right, I think this bad boy's ready for a glue up. Got my glue in my little ketchup bottle. Yeah. And they don't drink at home generally, they always drink at pubs. When I was in England, I didn't know this, but the bars are named 2 nouns, so like we'll call it the board and nail, right? The elephant and the mouse. the spotted tiger. You know, that's the way they name their bars in England, their pubs. And some of them go back 700-800 years. That's how old the pubs are in England. In Ireland, the pubs are named after the person who starts them. So, O'Malley's pub, Finnegan's pub. You know, as opposed to England, where each pub has a sign and it has the symbol of that pub, the pipe and tabor. You know, I thought that was really interesting. Oh yeah. And over in Ireland, they got a whole bunch of different sports too, like curling. You know, even though football is big, they have other sports that are Irish sports only. Like curling is their own sport, similar to lacrosse here in the United States. Rugby, they have that in Ireland. I want to make sure I put this thing on the right spot. I need a couple of shims. That's just how it's going to go on. Oh, lost my shim. Oh, I have another one here. A little bit of unevenness. This is going to have to stay like that. Pressure on it. It's not just about the glue, it's also about the pressure that you put on it. The handle, I can manage if the handle comes out. I need the head to go on firmly. I need a mallet to make a mallet. How much sense does that make? It's like a book on how to read. I made this little plywood that I wanted to show you all next week out of a couple different pieces of cherry. I got this little piece of ash and this piece of cherry, and I'm going to take the cherry and the ash and sandwich it together. Good question, Vitalik, because I wanted to tell you this, so you brought it up. I'm going to take these and sandwich them together and glue them up like this, and then rip cut it so it's little, you know, like two-tone strips, and put those on the handle, and then sand it in just for decoration, you know. Because I have these little scraps of cherry and ash, I want to use them. I've seen a Chinese woodworker do this before, and I thought it was really cool, where he made his own little plywood. I might have told you about that the other day. And then after he made his plywood, he applied it as an accent touch to his cabinets. So yeah, that's probably what I'll do with it. I think that's about right. And it's got shims on it, and it's real tight. If anything, if I could do it over again, I would put a pipe clamp on there, just to put extra pressure on it. And then I gotta finish it again, Vitaly. I gotta go back over, and some of these edges, like this edge, you can kind of see it's not even. And then the same thing on the other side. I'll work those. Hold on, let me hold it in front of the camera. It's down here, make sure I'm there. Yeah, so like here, you see that edge is uneven, and then that edge is uneven right there. I gotta wait till I flip it on my delay. I'm gonna fix those edges up, clean the glue off, and then it will be ready, man. So we'll put that aside. And we'll finish this before I roll out. Appreciate it too, man. That's very nice of you to say that. You've been here for the whole process, like you worked on it, man. This curly maple is going to look beautiful with this on it, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish this mallet too. Ash doesn't take stain very well, but if it's sanded well, it'll take it a little bit. It's gonna help you see the difference between the maple on here and the ash. That's one thing it will do here. You know, you can see that curly figure there. Absolutely, man. I agree with that. You and I and some people are in the thought that the internet is for information and communication, but some people think of the internet as just a communication tool. That's kind of, there's two roads with the internet. There's one road that goes to communication and socialization, like social media, and then there's another road, and that's information and education. And you can take both roads, but most people choose one. They either use the internet for socializing or they use the internet for information. And sometimes the people who use it for socializing don't know how to find information on the internet the right way because they're not that experienced in it. So they go online and they look for their news in the wrong place. And I won't say any platforms, but they find their news in the wrong place. And they find their information on the wrong source. But if you're used to using the information on the internet and you're studied in it, then you'll find the right places to go. I'm here running a live stream that's free. And if people want to learn like joinery, basic woodcraft, I'm not a master like I've told you before, but I am good enough to I'm like the friend that takes you to the wood shop and shows you the little basics. You know, I'm not a cabinet maker, a master cabinet maker, but I'm the next best thing, man. You know, an armchair guy. Yeah, you have, man. You've been here for the whole process. Look at that beautiful curly figure in that maple right there. You can't see that unless you oil it. That's what makes curly maple like the wood, dude. I love this wood so much. You have to be here to really see it, dude. But that little curly figure down there, that's what makes it. And that doesn't come out until you oil it. I had a great day, you know, here in the Dad's workshop. Appreciate Vitaly, friend of the show, being here. We had Santorian, also friend of the show, in and out. That's how he rolls. Didn't see Juanita today, but hopefully Juanita will be back next week. I don't take anything for granted, but it'd be nice to see all my regulars again when I come back. It is tongue oil. I'm using tongue oil. I have a little bit of linseed oil mixed in with it, boiled linseed oil. And then I have a citrus solvent that I use to break the oil down. It's a subtle stain. It's not meant to be a super powerful stain. It's meant to just enhance the grain, you know, and also protect the wood from bugs and weather and water. So tongue oil is the greatest natural wood preservative. Tongue, T-U-N-G. So if you're doing your woodcraft at home in Ireland, I'm sure they have a source of tongue oil over there. Get you some tongue oil to do and get you a solvent, some sort of solvent. You can use mineral spirits, denatured alcohol, any sort of solvent. And when I apply tongue oil, I use a sandpaper to apply it. That gets it down into the grain quicker. I also use a rag. Try to use as little lint as possible. I can already see the grain. It gets enhanced as the more you work it, the more the grain is enhanced. So it encourages you to keep messing with it. to make children's toys and sell them on Etsy, children's blocks, and this was the way that I either used milk paint or I used tung oil to finish them so that they were safe for the kids to play with. And that's it, basically, guys. Until next Monday. I come in here and tinker during the day, but I don't do a whole lot. I try to save it for the live. You can see the figure there. Thank you, Vitaly. I do appreciate you. Just quick shout outs. Got to give my shout outs at the end of the day. This is Dad's Workshop. Make sure you click that like, that subscribe button. I am going to work on either a bunk bed next, or I'm going to work on a tiny timber frame house. That's my ultimate goal. But probably a bunk bed or a trundle bed next. And we'll use studs, like regular 2x4 studs. Kind of like what you see here. Like this kind of a stud. This one's Douglas fir. We'll use these and we'll sandwich them together. And then once they're laminated, we'll get these edges straight and use them like they're 4x4s, you know? And we will use my surface planer. I'll use that, and we'll have a good time building a bunk bed, timber framing a bunk bed, or putting a bunk bed together with less hardware than you would need. And I appreciate y'all. I love you all. I'm glad you came here. You could have been anywhere and you chose to be here. Hug someone you love. Be thankful for your life, because it's a beautiful life we have, and it's this opportunity. I don't take it for granted, and I appreciate every one of you. Have a great night. Happy holidays as well. Ooh, I didn't have my decor in the shot today, but I will absolutely be back next Monday, 5:30. Everybody take care. Dad's Workshop, your mental massage.